Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I'm jumping into the external factors on how to decrease cortisol tonight. So if you missed my video yesterday, I did talk about how to decrease your cortisol with your nutrition, with some herbs, other things like that. And really one of the big things to focus on when you're trying to deal with stress or handle how your body handles stress, manages stress, reacts, responds, because one of the biggest factors for stress for women is it increases our weight. Yeah, female body response to stressors in our lives, we add weight to our body, right? And a lot of times it's right around that midsection. You might feel like, oh, I've been working out recently. I feel like I'm getting some muscle here. I'm seeing some muscle in my legs. Yay, yay. My stomach has not changed at all. What the heck? Cortisol is what the heck. Cortisol, yeah. So yesterday I did talk about nutrition stuff. There was a storm and my power went out a little bit, so sorry about that. But tonight I'm covering the external factors here. So when we talk about cortisol, your adrenals, everything else, a couple of things I like to mention with this is that first off, your health is cumulative, right? So all of the things that you do are going to impact your overall health. This is a really good thing. We can use this to our advantage, right? Being consistent is more important than being perfect. Yes, okay. And I like to talk about handling cortisol from the inside out and from the outside in. And it's a 50-50 for each. Right? You can be eating all the perfect things in the world. You can be taking the perfect supplements for your stress and cortisol levels. But if you are not managing your stress in your environment, it's a really far-reaching goal to get to. It's a really tough uphill battle, right? It's just really hard to get to. That's how your body reacts and responds to stress, right? And right now, a lot of us are under a lot of stress. Right now, more than ever, our systems are reacting in an aggressive way to stress. And if you have a history of trauma, your body's on high alert more. I am seeing more and more women be in fight or flight like all day long than I ever have before. And this is with Dutch testing, so looking at some hormone testing. It's crazy. It's crazy to see women in this much fight or flight all day long, especially from the moment that you wake up. And it's because of all the stressors that we're dealing with. We already had stress in our life, right? Like think about you a year ago. A year ago, what were you doing? A year ago, what were your stress levels? And now it's probably doubled. And even if you're like, well, I'm okay, I'm not feeling it. There's just so much happening in the world. You're going to take on some of that stress. So that's why I'm spending this time talking about it. I do have more info on this in my book, The Female Fat Solution. This is on Amazon. I talk about nutrition that matches your hormones, your cycle, everything there. I talk about the history of nutrition, why it's set up for men, not women. This is why it's so important we talk about this, because the female body reacts totally differently to cortisol than the male body does. Yeah. This is why women gain weight. Yeah. I talk about all this in my book. If you are in perimenopause or menopause, I have a book called The Female Menopause Solution. That is on Amazon as well. So talking about cortisol and menopause, whole different ball game. Let me know if you want me to do a video on that, because that's a whole different layer of things. It's not necessarily, there's this and then some to be aware of for menopause, right? So in the 12-week challenge, registration opens in September, but I have a wait list. So the wait list is right there in the comments that you can get on the wait list. This is what we go through. This is what we do. We work together to make sure you're getting the right nutrients, everything, right? To handle the stress and to really work with your body and system. We go through working on stress from the inside out and outside in. These things and more in the 12-week challenge. So if you are curious about that, you can message me, ask me questions. But again, there's the link in the waitlist there. I also have more information for you on my YouTube channel, which is called Dr. Beth Westy. And then I have a podcast called The Female Health Solution, where I put out episodes on nutrition, health, women's health, and then do some amazing interviews as well. So, okay, let's dive in. Some of these things you might be like, oh, that seems different. Or what does that mean? So these are all the external factors here. Externals factors. Sue, yes, please do menopause and cortisol. Yes, Sue. Okay. All right, Sue, I'm going to do it. Let me write it down. Because I'm going to get so excited about this right here. It'll just be an addition. Yep. Menopause and cortisol. Very important because fitness and nutrition and external factors are really important for menopause. So, okay, that'll be tomorrow's video. All right, when we look at decreasing your cortisol levels, naturally, we're going to talk about working with how your body naturally functions. Right? This is never a quick fix. This is never a shortcut or anything like that. It's working with how your body responds physiologically to stressors in the environment, right? That's the biggest thing there. So when we're looking at decreasing cortisol, we have to look at all these other external factors and how your body is responding. So with things like light matters. Are you using artificial lights, or can you use more natural light? If you work in an office building that has fluorescent lighting, that can drain your body and increase cortisol. Blue light from screens, from your computer, from your phone, from your TV, all of it matters. Wearing blue light blocking, right? So I'm going to put blue light because I wanted to add things on here as I talk. Blue light blockers. Now these can be glasses. I have all of the above. I have blue light blocking glasses. I have blue light blocking screen protectors on my phones, on my kids' phones, on my laptop, all of it. All of it. It makes a difference. Without that blue light blocker, the light from the screen actually can stimulate your brain and it causes more stress on your system. It can disrupt your sleep, all these other things, right? Yes. So light is really important. The more natural light you can get, the better. And we'll talk about being in nature here at the bottom when I talk about grounding. Chemicals. Eliminate as many chemicals as possible. Chemicals in the foods you eat, chemicals in the things that are around you. If you're purchasing any new items for your home, do your research. If you're purchasing any furniture, they use certain fabrics, glue, or dyes or things like that in producing things, furniture, that they didn't used to. And it's crazy. It's crazy. So, side note, I'm going to do a little sidebar on the furniture industry and how it's changed over the last 100 years. 50 years, 100 years ago, they used to make furniture that would last a really, really, really long time. They used to make mattresses that would last, right? You could flip them. You would flip them over, turn them around, flip them over, all this other stuff. They don't make mattresses like that anymore. Why? Because mattresses are typically only supposed to last 3 to maybe 5 years. How old is your mattress? I don't care what it says on the manufacturer. Mattresses are only made to last that long. Why? So you buy more mattresses. They literally use less quality product. They literally make them in a way to break down at a certain point. So if you're not having good posture, I'm going to talk about posture right here. While you sleep, you spend a third of your life in bed. That's going to add more stressors to your system. You're not going to get as deep of a sleep. You're not going to be allowed to rest, repair like you should, all of that. So, and then if you get a mattress that has chemicals in it, you are laying on it and just absorbing in all these disgusting chemicals all night long. Yeah. 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 Furniture, mattresses, all those things. They even make furniture, like the furniture they make nowadays is more flammable than it used to be. There was what was it? It wasn't even a toxin thing. It was like a fire safety thing. Yeah, like a fire safety thing where they talked about if there's a fire that starts in a house, I'm not going to get the exact metrics right, but if a fire starts in a house, the fire spreading throughout the house and taking over the house is much faster now than it was 50 years ago. And a lot of it has to do with the furniture. And that there's so many chemicals in the furniture, all these things, right? What are you sitting on every day? What do you do? Where are you living, right? Your carpets, right? Your paint in your house, all these things matter. And before you tear down your house and start over, right? Just, realize that in moving forward, there can be better purchases to make, and do your research on this. But when you're in your house cleaning products, making sure that you're not using a lot of chemicals in the cleaning products that you're around, because those things are also endocrine disruptors. They're really hard on your hormones. Body frame, taking care of your physical body, the meat suit that you exist in all day, every day, right? The meat suit. So posture, Posture is so, so, so important. Sitting to the spine is like sugar to the teeth. That's not my saying. It's a chiropractic mentor of mine. Sue, accelerants in furniture. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Sue. Yes. But making sure you have good posture, good body mechanics. If you are working from home, or if you're going to be doing school from home, make sure your kids have good posture. If you do not have good posture and you're not taking care of your body frame, it is adding stress to your body. Do you get achy? Do you get sore? Do you get like a stiff upper back and neck when you're sitting at a computer? Yeah, that adds stress to your body. Yeah. Stretch. Stop and stretch. Move. Make sure you're working in different, places. I work in different places. Yeah, meat suit. I know, I do got this meat suit that you're running around in. Take care of your meat suit. I work on a ball. I sit on a ball. Like, this is the ball I sit at, and I work, in one area of my house. I will move and work in other areas. I will get up and stretch. I have a yoga mat literally right here on the floor. So if I need to stretch in between phone calls or podcasts or whatever, I can. Helps keep me and my body frame as healthy as possible. But posture is a really, really important thing to maintain and does not get enough attention. Watch tomorrow. Watch your well, first you're going to be freaked out by your mattress tonight. Sorry about that. How old is your mattress? Is it right for you and your spine? How's your posture when you're sleeping? And then how do you feel when you wake up? Do you feel good, or do you feel like creaky out of bed, right? That's adding stress to your body. But posture is really important. If you feel stiff or something, you got to move, you got to loosen it up. That's all really, really important. Movement, right? Movement. So taking care of the meat suit, working out, exercising, all that stuff. Yes, great, grand, wonderful. Not overdoing it, because too much exercise actually increases the cortisol in your system if your body's not ready for it. If you have adrenal issues, other hormone issues, get on the wait list, because we go over that in detail. But getting movement is really important. Mobility, flexibility, lymphatic drainage, key for stress, key for cortisol. Yes. Standing desk. Yes, totally makes a difference. Being able to move your body and be supported that way. Essential. Now, there's movement that you're going to do for your body, and then there's movement other people are going to do for your body. That is really, really beneficial. So massage, chiropractic. Absolutely essential to help decrease stressors on your body frame. Get that muscle tissue worked on, get your spine realigned, get those joints loosened up. Oh my gosh, when you get adjusted, when you get massaged, it releases endorphins. Getting adjusted releases endorphins and enkephalins. Yeah. Yeah. Chiropractic is one of the most underrated things to decrease stress out there. I swear. Yeah. Liver support. I could talk more on this, but because I am a chiropractor, right? But get a good chiropractor, it'll change your life. But I have more things to talk about here. Liver support. Why is liver support helpful, right? I'm not going to make a blanket statement of, take this thing, blah, blah, because it just depends, right? Yes, there are certain supplements that are helpful for liver, or, like a milk thistle or something like that. But if you have certain allergies, or it's, cross-contaminated or something, milk thistle actually might make you react more, right? So I always like to know a little bit more about somebody before I make a specific recommendation to them. But if you know of or have used a liver support in the past, great. That's going to help that cortisol clearance move through your body faster. So getting that to flush out, right? Liver support, lymphatic support, right? Flushing your lymph, all of that stuff, really, really helpful. Touch. This is not like in a weird way either. I'm not meaning this to be like weird or creepy or anything. I am a body worker. I have been trained as a body worker for, I don't even know how long. 16 years, 17 years, a long time. The power of touch is real. The power of touch is real. And it has a real strong impact on decreasing your cortisol. And it has a stronger impact on the female brain and body for decreasing cortisol. How freaking cool is that? Really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, there are certain neurotransmitters and chemicals in our brains that actually get released differently when we have healthy, safe, positive touch. This can be a simple hand on the shoulder, hand on the arm, right? This can be a hug, right? It's about having, hugging somebody for at least, 20 or 30 seconds. Releases oxytocin. You actually like that person more. Are you in a fight with your spouse right now? Right? Quarantine life getting to you? Are you in a fight with your spouse? Give them a hug. Set a timer for a minute and have it be a 1-minute hug. Yeah. Yeah. That changes it. It releases oxytocin. Also in women, dopamine. Makes you feel good. Literally changing your body's reaction to cortisol. Outside in, using these outside factors in. This is also the same premise behind things like a weighted blanket while you sleep, helping your body rest deeper. It provides safety, security, everything else, but that physical touch, that squeeze on your nerve receptors, on your skin, triggers your brain to release these chemicals and helps decrease cortisol. How cool is the human body? How cool is the female body? Right? Oh my God, I'm nerding out so bad. We do the hug every day, long minute. Yes. Can be a long minute, right? I have to have rules for hugs if I'm just gonna do a hug, like hand placement, so my husband doesn't get too handsy. One other thing to realize, again, on the touch aspect, and again, this is for a safe person, a safe environment, all those things, touch releases these chemicals. If you have a history of trauma, if you have a history of bad touch of any kind, it can actually trigger more of a stress response in your system. So if you're trying something like this, or you're feeling like, gosh, I don't feel like that, I'm not feeling that, that's okay. Realize that you might have some trauma work to do, which is fine. We all have trauma work, right, to do, but that will help shift and change. So basically what I want to say is don't feel bad if that's not the same for you, right, as somebody else. And you just might have different, work to do. Or you might have certain parameters where it's better than others, right? You might have certain parameters where it's better than others, like a hug where you're holding higher versus lower or something like that, or I don't know, standing versus sitting. There's a lot of different factors here, but it's something to realize that if you have a history of trauma, this might be a very different approach for you, and that's okay. All right, breath work. This is also in conjunction with things like meditation, calming techniques, things like that. That's really, really helpful to help release cortisol from your system. There's actually a chemical reaction that takes place when you do belly breathing. Breathe, keep your shoulders down, keep your chest still, and just have that belly go out and in when you breathe. Do 3 really deep, slow breaths. Not like, that's aggressive, right? Deep, slow breaths. There's actually a chemical reaction that gets set off from your brain all the way down that's triggered from that breathing to help you relax. How cool is that? So cool! See, again, the human body is so cool. So breath work is really important. Grounding, getting outside in nature, getting grounded by the earth or, certain rocks, things like that. It helps, connect you, right? It connects you with the earth's elements. That helps ground you and actually does take down cortisol. Last piece here, this might seem weird, but it's important as an external factor for stress. One of the most important things for your overall health is looking at your gum health. Your teeth. How healthy are your gums? Are you flossing? Did you floss today? Floss every day. Floss every day. Gum health is so essential. Is there a direct correlation there? I don't know. But here's what I will tell you, is that having inflamed gums adds to stress. So taking care of your oral hygiene improves your overall health and helps, you know, take stressors away from that your body would have to deal with. All of these things, right? It might seem like, well, this seems like normal stuff. I could do this. I could floss every day. Yes, totally. I could use blue light blocking glasses. Awesome. Yes, right? I could do some breathing. Schedule it. Otherwise, you're going to forget, right? I could do some grounding. Get outside in nature. Being in nature helps decrease your cortisol. 30 minutes in nature. I could do a 1-minute hug. I could do a 1-minute hug. Yeah, I want to do some liver stuff. Sure. Yes, I'm going to get work done. I'm going to make sure that I'm, you know, getting my body moving. Awesome. And then start looking into, you know, things in your home, whether they be cleaning products, things in your bathroom, you know, shampoos, makeups, lotions, you know, soap, whatever it is. It all matters in terms of chemicals. The more you can take away the stuff that your body has to deal and process, the less stress it's going to have on your system and on your frame. So, okay, this was kind of a longer video. Went over a lot of stuff, kind of different stuff, right? Yeah, so I'll be talking more about stress and menopause, but these things are all really important. If you guys have questions, let me know. I'm here as a resource for you. I just want to help give women this information so you can start applying it, seeing and feeling a shift and change. And if you need help with something, again, the waitlist is in the comments for the next 12-week challenge. And do you have to do all these things tomorrow? No. Make a list. Start with 2 of them. What 2 do you think you could start tomorrow? Do those. And then a few days later, add in another 1 or 2 more, right? Great. There you go. You're on your way to helping your system decrease in cortisol. Yeah. All right. That's what I got for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this helpful, please share it with somebody that you know could use this message. And I will see you guys later.